And we're preparing to live stream, setting up my meeting for YouTube Live as everyone else is getting online. Okay, that works perfectly. Great. Okay. That should be fine. Right. I'm recording them on YouTube Live. Okay. So everyone get their cameras ready to go, and we can, as soon as we have that, I'll answer any questions and talk about things that you need to do. Red, Amanda, Arnav, Julian, Jake, Benjamin, Ashton, Maria, and Dylan. Hopefully we get everybody's. Okay, welcome everyone. Today we have a guest speaker coming who has a app that's called FastBot that can be basically trained with your own data to answer questions, a conversational chatbot, and be interesting for us not only to see what an entrepreneur can do, but also see if this is appropriate, that what he's allowing us to do is to have an academic relationship with him in partnership, that he is providing us with his premium version. So his premium version costs just like Wix. We've set it up that we can get a premium version. So what I look forward in about 15 minutes, he should be online with us and showing us what he can do and allowing and for instructions on how we can actually use an AI bot. So one of the things we think about with Gen AI is that bots like Open AI or Gemini, they have their own training. And in this case, we can do our own trading based on our own data, and be interesting to see how that works out. So let me now share my screen. Any questions before I begin? And if you need to speak to me about personal issues, you can stay with me after class and we can address that. Okay, so you'll let me know, Daniel, also, if there are things that I need to address. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is open up a full screen and look at the what's due section. The what's due section for last week was upgrading. Everyone should have upgraded by now. Wix, done a domain name, done the readings for Chapter 10 of Information Systems and Enterprise Relationship Management, and the adaptive assignments and the quizzes. For this Wednesday, we'll also do another review. So each group will be responsible to share what they've done for the past week, what uploads they are about to do. I want to emphasize to you that when you do your recordings, you should be doing your recordings in a professional manner, showcasing the app in the appropriate way of your sector. So if you're in education and tutoring, if you're going to be showing any, let's say Google Notebook LM is show examples, for instance, from your own classes on how you would use Notebook LM and how you could create quizzes, how you could do study guides, but actually do a hands-on showcase. As I mentioned before, with some of the groups, you don't need to make it, when you're doing your recording on it from group 5 or group 6, basically you're making this as your business of a consulting business where you're going to be helping people understand apps in Gen AI apps, and you may do the services for them or teach them how to use the different apps. So for each app that you showcase, it should be professional, and you can take parts of even those to put into your social media. The social media also has to be somewhat compelling, not just slapped together, but actually showing the compelling work there. So under that, you can see, just to make sure, under assignment instructions, you can see then that updates there of also creating service offerings, and then you can implement, and in this case, Daniel, this is for everyone doing the Notebook LM at the end, would be for the creating the podcast, right? The generating the podcast. So not only implementing Notebook LM, if you could add to it, creating podcast, generating podcast. If you could be so kind and add that for both sections. And then you can see here, create a service offering. We're going to hold off on integrating FastBots. We're going to be able to see that today, and we'll see, pending our instructions to come forward today, we'll evaluate that. Access to Notebook LM, you need a Google account, but generate your podcast based off your website and tweak it, asking more and more questions on it, converting for download. And you also can use this not only as the key that we showed even in Daniel's case, but you can even use this as one of your apps that you're going to showcase. So you can even showcase how to do, not only how to generate a podcast, but also how to use the notebook, its other features as well. Add it to your website, and we're finished on that end. Okay, and you should have, of course, done this section of upgrading to the business plan, doing your AI, including all your demos, video. I would also, you can look at other apps. There's one video to blog that will even take your video and write a description. So you could have a description, an AI writing a description on what your video is. But definitely have a description next to your video of what your video is about. The contact page, social media accounts that we talked about, your search engine optimization. Once you finish this, then you want to search on your domain name and see if you're listed. So for next time, that would be something that you should add to for the next one, Daniel, is after they do the search for that fourth part, they should then search to see, are they being listed on Google? So can you add that as well, Daniel?
Yes.
Because that's important. Just because we've entered it and did Google pick us up? Did it crawl our website?
Sometimes it takes some time to update
I
as
know.
well.
So, but at least they can check on it. You might check to see if it's picked up. That's why we want to keep on checking and keep on checking. If it's not one time, check again. Okay. Questions? So on Wednesday, we'll go over your projects. I'll spend some time with you to see that. But the main thing is, on Wednesday, we'll do a review for the exam. On November 13th, let me put a notepad here. Let me just do it right here. So November 13th, I'll give you a study guide, study terms for exam 2, multiple choice, and open-ended questions. Chapters covered for exam 2. The exam on Monday, November 18th. We'll meet in the SBA 204 lab, same as last time. The exam will cover chapters 4 and 5. We've done those before, of security and data management. TG3, which is cloud. 14, which is artificial intelligence. 10, which is information systems. And 12, which is business analytics. Questions? Anything? Elena, anything that I need to cover?
No, there's nothing in the chat right now.
Okay, perfect. So what the key here in business analytics is thinking about data again. We're taking the data, we're analyzing the data, and you can think about 3 important areas. You can put this in your notes, Elena. One is provide a definition and use case for descriptive analytics. Predictive analytics. And prescriptive analytics. Those are the 3 most important topics in this chapter. So if I think about it, let's think about descriptive statistics. And when I talk about data in descriptive statistics, you can think about it as an example we use, Clark, as back testing. You remember we did some back testing, Clark?
Yes.
Is that historical, present day, or future data?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi is keep going in and out. Can you ask
Okay.
that question again, please?
Yeah, I'll ask it again. Descriptive statistic is similar to what we used, what we called back testing. You remember when we used back testing? What did we do? We went back in time to see how our data was, right? To see, we went, and for our back testing that was on our strategy, we went back in time to see how well this strategy would have worked had we implemented. It doesn't tell us about the future. It doesn't tell us about the present. So descriptive statistics, can you hear me, Clark?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Is descriptive statistics then historical, present day, or the future?
I would assume it's historical.
Right. So you can put in your notes here, the descriptive statistics is historical. And it describes, basically gives a summary of our data. So a simple one would be our class data, right, Clark? Is what did everybody want to know is what was the average, right, of the test? They want to know what was the highest score, what was the lowest score, right? How varied was it? So that is descriptive. Basically, by the word, it describes my data of my historical past. Makes sense. Predictive analytics, just the word, you're on a roll then, Clark. Predictive, I'm predicting what? I'm not going to predict the past, right?
Future.
I don't have to now. You remember all those polls that came before the election, right? What were they trying to do? They were trying to predict the future. Now I'm not brilliant to be able to say, you know, what happened in the election, right? So predictive is what? Forecasting.
The future.
Exactly. Makes sense. And that's really what a lot of times I want to decide how I did in the past, right? It's important, right? How did my class do in the past? And now predictive forecasting would be how are you going to do in the future? Just like you do, right? Now that you know what the exam is like, Clark, right? You know, hey, this is what I need. Now I can even possibly improve, right? Because I know what the type is. Part of it was I didn't know how specialized the questions were, or I didn't believe her when she said that the open-ended would be very similar to what she gave me, right? So in this case, it's basically forecasting the future. So if we take again our ninja trader, right, is we didn't do is what we want to do is not necessarily talk about our past data, which is important, but what is tomorrow's stock price going to be, right? Crypto went up to 80,000. That is amazing.
85,000.
Right? Now it's 85, right? The question is what, and it may be in anticipation of the elections or whatever. We know that what crypto is what, Daniel, it's volatile, right? So the idea is not the 85, but can it go
Actually 87,000 now.
87, right? As we're going, I'm losing money if I shorted it, right? Or you could be invested in it as soon as you did it. You could be already 2,000, right? As you're investing. So that's the idea of forecasting for the future. And then prescriptive. So this is predictive. What's tomorrow going to be? What's next year going to be? That's the whole idea that what people are now nervous about. A number of countries are nervous about what's going to be the future, right? Businesses are nervous about what's going to be the future. They know what the past was, right? And then prescriptive statistics, if I look at it, first of all, do you think in this case, JC, is the future, the past, present, or future? If I'm going to give you a prescriptive analytics, I'm going to prescribe.
Future.
Exactly. I'm going to give future. But the idea of future is not only, I'm going to give you right here a forecasting, but what I'm going to give you future, and you can think about it, prescriptive, is I'm going to give you meaning and advice. That if we anticipate, let's say Bitcoin's going to go up, right? But the idea is I may, for that prescriptive, is seeing what? It may be partly an idea, and I say it's very volatile. It may be the idea that it's my risk tolerance. Do you understand that, Daniel? It may be in the prescriptive and say, you know, Dr. Rush, you're just too anxious. Take your money and run, right? Get your money off the table, right? You've made so much and don't get in right now. Let's see how the waters are. Even though we expect it to be up, it could be going down as well quite a bit. So the prescriptive is almost like you go to the doctor, it's saying, okay, now that you've diagnosed, this is your illness, this is your problem. Now, what prescription are you going to give it? What is basically how to alleviate? What should I be doing? It's almost like that advice-driven way to look at it. So this is, I guarantee you for the exam, these are the 3 most important concepts to know. So as you go through that, you can see here then that business and analytical process that you can see already, the descriptive, predictive, that these 2 are the future. This is basically describing my data in the past. And what you'll see here is they're basically trying to figure out how to make decisions and have the computer then help you make those decisions. That in this case, it's going to be going through a logic process where I'm going to be making those decisions. And that's where that Gen AI is going to help us, but the human being also has to be able to look in, even though it's going to help, has to be part of that process. And then they talk about the idea of having a very structured problem versus semi-structured versus unstructured process. And you can see on this framework that we have of being unstrategic, many times in that strategic planning is that unstructured of the new technology. How am I going to do that new technology? What kind of systems am I going to do to support that new technology? And notice here, they talk about things like business intelligence, neural networks, which we talked about, and expert systems.
Professor Jason's here.
Perfect. So these are the areas in which we talk about the business analytic process, where you remember we were talking about data management, which was the historical data. And here's the key where I talk about descriptive analytics, what has happened, predictive analytics, what could happen, using statistical models like data mining, linear regression, multiple linear regression, forecasting, logistic regression, and then prescriptive is tell me what to do. Basically, in simulations, decision trees, that actionable business recommended, and doing the presentation tools. And underlining this, you can see here that we're going to be asking then increasingly the GPUs, the graphical powered units, the NPUs, the neural, the cheaper, higher volume, faster broadband, machine learning, and deep learning. Okay, we'll go over this a bit on Wednesday. We'll do a review for the exam that's coming up Monday. So this is the part we have. And let me just close this. And Jason, welcome. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. How you
You're
doing?
here. Great. So how are you?
I am good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are just honored that you have joined us. We're excited to hear from somebody in the trenches that started really on their own. We were really appreciative, and Daniel and I got to get to know you and your product. So this is our great class, and hopefully we'll get everybody to show their webcam. Sometimes when we share, they'll be putting it on. So you can see a number of our students here where they'll be turning on their webcam. And then
Yes,
what
sure.
we'd like to do is if you could introduce yourself, tell us a bit about yourself and your
Mhm.
product, and then we'll allow you to share your screen and you can show
Yeah,
everything that we have.
that'd be
Okay.
great. And maybe
And
as
we
well,
have
if I
about
could have,
30, let's set up for about 30 minutes. We'll
Yep.
intervene and ask you some questions. I'll be asking,
problem.
Daniel will, and we have a number of moderators moderating the chat, and either they'll read you their question or they'll unmic themselves.
All
So-
right. Cool. Do you want to, shall I share my screen now? Is that all right?
If you would like,
Yeah, let's get down to it. Here we are. Okay.
let's see if it works.
Application windows. There we go.
It's perfect. We see it.
Good, excellent. So hi everybody, how you doing? My name is Jason. I'm the CEO of Fastbots, fastbots.ai. And basically what we do is use AI to help people and to answer questions. So you can see down here, you probably used one many, many times when you've been surfing the web doing your thing. A little chatbot that can kind of answer questions for you as you're going around the site. You want to ask something, and this is powered by AI rather than a human being. Simple as that. So you've got some pre-questions here, or you can ask a question, and then the chatbot will respond in its own kind of natural conversational way using AI. And then the chatbot is trained basically on, in this case, just on our data, our website. So it's like a customizable chatbot platform, basically. And I know, what I'm here for is to try and help you guys create a chatbot for your own website. And so to do that, we can make one now, and I can kind of show you live, as it were, how easy it is to do that. And then ultimately, at one point or another in the future, hopefully you'll be making chatbots for other people as well, and being able to charge them for the privilege. So I don't know if anybody's got a website that they've built themselves and that has some content on it so that we can ask questions about it once we've created it. If maybe somebody could put it in chat, that would be awesome.
You want them to put the URL, or what would you like?
Yeah, just give me a website address of one of their sites so that we can actually create one for their site.
Okay,
That'd
who
be
wants
great.
to be? I would
Yeah,
jump on
best
that.
if it's got some content on it though. Yeah.
Okay, content.
Yeah, it needs something on there.
Okay, so does anyone want to volunteer on that? Clark, do you want to volunteer on putting in the chat, your URL? Do we have somebody?
I could just pick one. It's a
Yeah,
good one.
go ahead.
Just whack one. Yeah,
Okay.
just put
Yeah,
one in.
go ahead,
Any
Daniel.
site will do. That's fine.
It's someone that has completed some.
All right, cool. There we go. Got it. So let's have a little look at what's that one called. I'm just gonna have a quick look at the site. There we go. Real Visio AI. Okay, cool. Real estate stuff. All right. Okay. So at this point, this is probably just a template, is it, or not? Or has this got actual real content on there and written content,
it.
or
We'll see.
let's have a look.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. So it's still in like a template format. Don't worry, I'm gonna just use a site myself. I'll just get one.
Okay.
I think I did one for these guys earlier. So let's say we've got this website here. This is a school website. Okay, this one's quite big. And at the moment, these guys don't have one actually. So yeah, I'd definitely be speaking to these guys after this. But you can just put in the name of the chatbot. So we just put in there.
So basically, if I get this, let me even get you back, Jason.
Yeah.
If somebody subscribes, they just would do what? Why don't you even go to the beginning? This basically is your site there where
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we're in the back end now. And once you've signed up, you'll come to here, and then you're just going to put in the website address of
So I'm going to go to,
Right.
I'm going to stop you because we're going to be, I know that you know it. It's almost like we don't. So basically this is FastBot AI. And what
Yep.
I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be training the FastBot AI on somebody's website.
Correct.
And then you're going to train it from the link where you're going to enter the link to a web page, and
Yep.
basically then you can start.
Yeah. So what will happen here is we're going to put in the website, and then we'll press start, and then our crawler will start working its way around that site, and basically start working its way around all of the pages, and then start to gather all of the text off those pages, and then put it into the chatbot's
It's quick.
database so that it can basically answer any
So
questions
it
on any of
basically
this
takes
stuff.
all those sections from the website, right?
Yeah, so it's busy going around the whole of this site at the moment, and I don't know how big it is, but there's a fair few pages, I think.
Yes.
And it will just work its way around, just gradually collecting up all of the text content on the pages, like this stuff. It'll just ignore all the images, just get all of this out, and then start gathering it up, ready for us
So
to
basically, it's
import.
a way in which you automate that process that I don't have to keep on asking it each time a question and putting in the answer. It's basically crawling through the entire website and training itself. So it
Yep,
does
that's right.
basically self-training versus some of the other ones you had to actually put in all the pages one by one or something like that, and basically
Yeah,
come up with questions. It crawls the website itself. Now it can
that's right.
crawl do I have to own that website?
No, you can do any website at all. The only
So
ones that are a
that's
little
the
bit
beauty.
tricky
So
are
I could even
JavaScript sites.
I could do this this would be a nice, if people do this, this would be even on their Gen AI consulting practice. They say we can
Yep.
create a chatbot for you.
Yeah, 100%. You'd be able to do this for anybody by just putting in
Yeah.
their website. Whether that's an e-commerce store, a blog, whatever, it will just go round and just track down all the pages. Now, this particular one is quite big, but what we can do whilst we're leaving that to run, we're at 351 pages now. I think that might actually be it now. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to select those pages and then just click add for training. And that's like phase 2, if you like. Well, first of all, we've gone round, found the pages, found out how big they are, how much text is on there, and this character count here. And then now we're going to add it to actually be used. And here you can see it's going through all of the links. Some will work, some will not work. It just depends on their site. Sometimes they have 404 error pages and things. And then eventually what you'll see is you'll start seeing this index go up. It doesn't take too long. And then they go, it's already done 51 pages and grabbed all of the content from them. And then some will fail depending on what they are and so on. So then once we've done that, all we need to do is just go to this section, which is where we choose the AI that we're going to use to respond to people basically and go through that information. My preference is GPT-4o, which is OpenAI's language. That's the best value.
So let me just stop you here. So we have the idea here is in the language models, you can select an AI model and then basically then you're training it on that model and that parameter, and you're giving a number of different ones there. And then you're recommending that they use GPT-4o.
Yeah, GPT-4o, I think, is probably the best, really. And then you can change the creativity level here. I usually have mine at about 3 or 4%. And that's
what does that mean?
Basically, it's like giving the AI a little bit more free reign. I mean, you don't want to go too crazy like up here because it will just come back with crazy answers, but it's just giving it a little bit of freedom and making it a little bit less robotic in its responses. So about 3, 4%, something like that. And then this is the important part down here. This is the prompt. This is what we're telling our chatbot its role is, what it's designed to do here. So you've got this one. We've got like standard templates here. So say you're doing one for education. You're doing a chatbot for real estate. You can go ahead and use these as the basis.
You can already, and then you can fine tune it.
Yeah. So let's say we're doing one for, well, in this case, we're doing one for education.
Yeah.
So then it's just a case, you've got some prompt engineering tips here. but you can replace, like, obviously the school name. So in this case, it would be like, North London Grammar. And then just here, you'll be putting in the details that for contact details. So basically, if the chatbot cannot answer the question, then you would be saying something like, apologies, but can you contact our school office on this? And then give them the details. Yeah. So
you're giving a way out that it just doesn't hallucinate.
Yeah, and you're just making sure that we're giving a sensible answer if it doesn't know the answer from the data that it's been given, or if somebody types in like, what year did Elvis die, or something like crazy irrelevant, then we're going to say no to that every time. And one of the ways that we do that is just down here with this part of the prompt, guideline and restrictions. So we'll say there, only use the provided data to answer the questions. And then also, we talk about just down the bottom here, you are not permitted to answer queries outside of, these topics. So it just stops it going off the radar there and just letting people ask it all sorts of stuff. So that's very important, but it's all built in there like that. And then once you're done, you can save that as like a custom prompt. So I would save this now as like North London Grammar. There you go. And then just click add, and then that's it. It's now saved and ready to answer questions, basically. The next thing that you'd probably want to do, let me just move that slider back there. The next thing you'd probably want to do is to change the appearance. That's another big one. So as you can see on my site, I've got it just down here like that. We've got our custom avatar just there, and you can change the color scheme of the entire window, all of these different things. And then put in these questions at the bottom there as well. So at the top, you've got your title. At the moment, it says Fastbot. So we would change that to like North London Grammar. And then just go to here. This is your welcome message. So that's the thing that pops up. That little message that was down there that pops up. First of all, if you want like a sort of introductory message, you can have that, switch it on or off. And then also it comes up there too. The welcome pop-up is the pop-up bit. You can choose how long it takes for that to appear. And then the suggestions go down here. So like, what are your term dates? And then you just put the next one on a new line. And it's just good to put some of the most commonly asked questions
to ask.
Yeah, and also the most common ones. It just saves people having to type them in. So people use the chatbot more as a result of that. Let's have a look. What is the admission process? Well, let's just say that as well. And then down the bottom here, you've got the placeholder. That will be this area here where it says enter your message. So we would just put like ask your questions here or something. You can also choose if you want to collect leads, and that depends, on your chatbot use for. But it's quite useful to be able to collect leads. Some people like to ask for the person's name and email and stuff before they start using the chatbot, just so they know who they're dealing with. And also it helps from the point of view of gaining new business, obviously. So that's a big one. A lot of companies love the fact they can collect leads with their chatbot. I won't need it for this one. And then, you can upload your own avatar there instead of the robot, your own start chat icon, which is that down the bottom right. And then choose your colors and everything. And you can use this color dropper, which is really handy. So you can kind of go anywhere on your whole computer actually and pick the right colors. So that's quite handy. In fact, if I just take this site now, I'm just going to take their site. You can't see what I'm doing, but let me just grab this. I'll get the color dropper. Can do the send message thing as well. So we can sort of start changing it to look perfect for the website that it's on. That's their color red. There you go. And then also you can play sounds as well. So when the chatbot it loads up on the site, it will just make a sound to try and encourage people to know it's there and interact with it. And obviously, the longer that you keep people on your website, the better as well. So you can choose your sounds down here and then just play them to see what they sound like and so on. And then these are like higher end features where you can hide our branding down the bottom and then even use your own branding as well if you wanted to. So, and then when you're done, you just click save. You can also change the background color of the, everything here down the bottom right. So if I want to use, let's just say I wanted to use the same custom color as that one, I could do that. And then it just starts to look a lot more ready to go for their site. And then finally, the last thing is to then put it on the site. And that's actually pretty easy. And I know you guys are all using Wix.
Yes.
So we have a tutorial, a video, in fact, you can just follow. It's very easy to put it on Wix.
Okay.
But all you
and
need to
there
do is copy this middle code here, the one
Mhm,
that says add to a website.
mhm.
And then that's the one that puts this little circle down here. Then you've got this one at the top, which you can just scan with a QR code, actually, or you can share this link. And when you give it to someone else, it will just be like this. So it's just like a ready to go chatbot that you can use on your phone or whatever. And then the last one is if you want to display the chatbot actually inside a page open and ready. So in a web page, because you can do that too. If I just go to Fastbot's support, you can see how that looks. It will just appear inside the page. So it's just here like that. So those are the 3 different ways that you can actually use
You're
your
gonna
chat.
make it almost like a contact page, part of the
Yeah.
contact.
Yeah, you can put like your chatbot, you could put the QR code to your chatbot and then email signature and things like that. And then people can just scan it and then straight up find out everything about your company and specifically what they want to find out very quickly, quicker than using the website and trying to browse all over the place for it. And then down here, we've got integrations. So if you want your chatbot, the very same one that's dealing with the website inquiries can also be connected up to a WhatsApp business number, a messenger as well. So like business Facebook pages, Instagram accounts. And also with Facebook pages, we can do a little bit more than just reply to messages. We can also reply to post comments. So if you had an ad, for example, that you were running on Facebook and somebody puts a comment underneath it, your chatbot can then reply to that comment using the instructions that you've given it previously in the prompt there. So pretty useful tool because it will handle all of those inquiries from everywhere in one place. And then as they come in, you're going to see the chat history appearing right here. So you're going to get absolutely tons appear there, the more people that use it. So pretty useful. So if we just pop back over to the links here, and we've got 91 index links. So there'll be some things that weren't indexed, some things that weren't. Even PDFs it will take in as well. So full PDFs like this, it will just take all that text there and bring it in. So this is like the terms and conditions of the school about pupil care and discipline and stuff like that. So if I was to ask the chatbot a question, which you can do, like you can play about with it just here. This is on the overview page. If I was just to say, what happens if I am ill? There you go. And there you go. It tells you exactly, what the situation is based on that PDF. So if you're ill and unable to attend school, it's important for your parents or carers and blah, blah, blah. And then it links to it as well. So you've got like the attendance policy there for more information. And then term dates. I'm not sure whether that was one of the pages that was good. There you go. Here are your term dates. So like you can imagine how useful that would be for this school, for example, now to have this chatbot on there instead of, lots of parents emailing in, calling the office saying, oh, what's the term dates this year? What do I do?
Even trying to find it on the web page. They don't even know.
Yeah, it's going to take a while, I mean, the site was pretty big, that North London Grammar site. That was a WordPress website, by the way, guys. Here it is. So it's pretty big. But yeah, finding information on a site like this is just going to take a while. It's just so much easier to be able to ask a chatbot, and that's really where we win. And at the moment, I mean, from the point of view of a business, wow, timing, you know what I mean? There is so many websites, millions and millions who are not using this yet. And yeah, when you show them, I think you can't fail really, but demonstrate how useful it is. And so that's pretty much it. So there's the chat history now. So that was the chat that we've just had. You can have this automatically emailed to you by just putting in your email just there. if you've got a site that's liable to be used by people all over the world speaking different languages, then you can also translate all of the conversations that take place as well into your chosen language. Or maybe everyone uses English, but your first language is not English, and you would like it in your language, so you understand better what's been going on in all these conversations. And then you can just translate by just picking your language. Let's just say we wanted to change this over to Dutch. Just click translate, and then it takes literally a couple of seconds or so. And then we actually use OpenAI's GPT 3.5, I think, to do this. And there you go. It's now the whole conversation has taken place is all in Dutch, including what the AI had said as well. And you can download this as a PDF, or as I say, as the conversations happen, you can just have them emailed through to you. So, you don't miss anything basically, and you can see what's going on. So that's that. A few little things about refining it. So if you find that, for example, there's certain things that are just not being answered when your chatbot's going to work, maybe it wasn't on the website, for example, then you can just quickly add in, like literally copy and paste the information in here, and then just click save. Just a nice, quick, easy way to dump some information into the chatbot's brain. And then also you can upload things like this just here. We use the website, but you can also link to PDFs, Word docs, Excel, YouTube videos, Freshdesk. That's some support software. And then just here you can drag PDFs, all of those type of files in there. So just straight off your hard drive, you can just upload them into there.
So
and
on
then
the YouTube, it takes the transcript from the YouTube?
Yeah, it does take
or
the
it takes
transcript.
the audio?
It will take the transcript. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it has to be so YouTube has to have a transcript of that video.
That's right. Yeah. It'd be no good just trying to link to a music video or something. There'd be nothing there. And then we've got Q&A. Now, this is just like a really good way of ensuring that the chatbot answers any future questions. Yes, you can just dump some information in there, like maybe an address, phone number, something like that. But also in here, what will happen is you'll get people who, ask questions that it doesn't know the answer to. You can just put that question in here and the answer that you'd like it to answer with next time round, and then just click save. And then that's it. From now on, anybody asks that question,
and answer.
Yeah. And also when they ask that question, it doesn't have to be exactly that question. So if I was to put in there, like, I don't know, whereabouts are you in London? And then I was just to put, let's just say Clapham, like that, and click save. Somebody could also say, say it slightly differently in the chatbot. Just say, what is your location in London or something. And it would still understand that's what they meant, and then come back with whatever answer you put there. And then just a new feature that it's not actually launched yet, probably be maybe tomorrow, the day after. You might have noticed just over here, down the bottom there, I didn't put it in. But what we're going to be doing is you're going to be putting in your, like, sorry, I don't know how to answer that text there. And then what will happen is every time the AI detects that has been used in a conversation, therefore the question wasn't answered, it will automatically populate all of the questions here, and you will get notified that the chatbot has failed to answer a question, and you just come right on in here, give the answer that you want, just like we did, click save, and now it's done. So it's kind of reminding you and telling you where the chatbot is missing things so that you can make that chatbot better and better and better.
So it's doing basically in a way that you're working with the chatbot.
Yeah, you're working together. Yeah, because it can only know what
your assistant after
a
a while say, hey, wait a minute, hold on, I didn't know the answer, help me. Give me the answer.
Yeah, that's right. So it's kind of self-improving to a degree, and then with your help,
with your help, and it can only do as much, but you're helping.
That's it. So it becomes a real asset. And then a few other settings down here that you can do. So over here, we've got security. So just here, you can say, I only want my chatbot to be used on this website address. So that would stop somebody clever from like looking through the code, stealing the embed code and then using it on their site and then burning through your account credits, for example.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really get that issue, but it's more to, keep some of our bigger clients happy that it's not going to happen.
Right.
And then also you can do rate limiting. So if somebody was abusing the chatbot, just asking stupid questions or just literally going crazy on the keyboard, pressing enter, 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 and so on, we can restrict them from doing that. And you can determine how many messages they're allowed to send within a given time.
That's a good
So,
idea. Just
yeah, again,
you
it
don't
was
have a nuisance. Yeah.
that's it. It just gets rid of anybody being silly, really. And then here you can add other people to have access to your chatbot, not your billing and account details or any of that stuff, just access to the chatbot backend so they can also help out if it's
So Jason, this is important because they're doing it in groups. So in
okay.
this case, then one person then would subscribe and then they would then have put their team members there and it'd send them an email on that back page.
Yep.
Under
And they'll all
settings.
be listed down here.
Right.
And then you can all log in. So basically what happens in order to be a team member, you have one person who would sign up for the account, like you say, and then you would just have the rest of them sign up for a free account. And then all the person does who's got the main chatbot, they just type in the email address they use to sign up with FastBots there. And then they'll all start appearing. And then when they log into their free account, they'll see this chatbot there and they can join in and
so let me get
edit
that
it.
right then. So for our class, how do you want, I'm doing now just logistics here.
Yep.
Is that you want one person to do the upgrade and then the other students, everybody sign in as free accounts?
Yeah. It's up to
How would you
you.
like
Like how many people do you want per bot? It's up to you.
Well, we'll have each, we have 9 groups and let's say there's average of 4 people to a group. So we want one of your fast bots on each of the websites.
Okay, well, I'm more than happy as far as I'm concerned for every single person to have one.
Okay, so they can do it, but I want them to work as a team. So each one will be able to help each other, as
yeah, sure. Okay, but yeah, well, we'll work that out after. I'll shoot you
okay, so we'll
a coupon
talk
code.
about it because we want to do this and maybe we'll work together. And especially with Daniel here, of what are the exact instructions, what people need to do. And what's the difference between, let me have you finish. And what else did you want to show here?
So
and what is
the
this
other
email
things,
branding?
yeah, the other things are really for white labels, so wouldn't really be relevant today. And that really, I think, covers all of it. Then your statistics will start appearing here. And then you'll be able to see like how many users, how many messages have been sent by the chatbot, how much training data has been used, any leads that have come through, and where people around the world are accessing your chatbot from. And then you can always play around with your chatbot right here anytime just to sort of refine it and get it right. So, I mean, to show you
Let
a
me just
busy bot.
interrupt you. It'd be nice when those, and Daniel, you can chime in, when those students present, if they're using your chatbot, it'd be nice even them to present your dashboard.
Yeah,
and
sure.
As because they're going to be presenting to us, they're going to be presenting their project, and it'd be nice even as a slide to use this dashboard, and then you can see then your chatbot too. Plus, you can see how people are responding.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, to show you a busy chatbot, obviously this is ours. This is FastBots. So yeah, we're sending a lot of messages
and
out.
then you can see it seems like India is the most.
Yeah, it has, but we've had a lot of traffic from India over the last few days. Here's the chat history.
Wow.
So you can see we're getting a fair few conversations going. Nice. And then just here you've got like Israel. So if I wanted to translate that, all I do is just press translate and then we're all good.
Oh, wow, great. So they can write in their native tongue and then you can
they can just go ahead. We tell them we're multilingual right there. So that guy's from Morocco.
Right.
And yeah, so it's all good. And then our links, we've got loads. And then we even made one for you guys actually, didn't we? We made one for the University of Miami. Now that was a lot of stuff, lot of links.
Right.
11.4 thousand links.
Wow. Yeah, we'll have you, we'll
And there
set
you
up a
go.
time where we can get the administration to look at that. That'll be great to show them.
Yeah, yeah, it's all ready to go. All the
Yeah,
content's
we'll
in there
set
and
it, once
everything.
we do this, we'll set up with the university. They can see what
Yeah,
you've
if
done.
anybody wants to play around with it, by the way, I'll just put a link in chat now because
Yeah.
it might be useful.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Get to see how it
That's
works.
super
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah, just have a little play around with that or scan it, scan the you
If
can
you
just
could
scan
put
that
that,
with your phone.
Daniel, also, if you could put that link, we could put it in our links too, you know?
Sure.
The people can use that
Mhm.
for their assignment if they want to play around and see how Fastbot works. Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. So yeah, I
Good,
think that
good.
probably concludes my part in
Yeah.
showing you the
Wow.
chatbot system, how you're going to use it.
Okay.
And
And do you have an idea then? Do you on your chatbot, can we see like your plan, just how you're doing it? You have like a free plan, a business plan? Do you have
yeah,
like on your website, if we can see that? So the
yeah,
pricing.
sure.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
have free subscribe, one chatbot, 50 messages per month, crawl website, chat history, and the
Mhm.
business. So what's the difference between if we go free and business?
Well, you get more chatbots for one, so you get 5 chatbots, 5,000 messages a month, and that's the replies from the chatbot, not like the users' messages as well. So it's just the replies that come back from AI, and then more storage, a lot more storage. You can crawl big websites up to 5,000 pages,
And then you do the
and so on.
translation too, where you don't
Yeah,
do
you
it
can do all the
either.
chat translator, chat translation even, and yeah, you can add it to unlimited sites and all kinds of different things as
And
well.
5 team members, what does that mean?
Yeah, so that's like we were talking about, where you can add people to the chat bot. So
So I guess if we go up there,
yep,
scroll up, if I look between free and business, it would probably be good if we had, and see if I'm not wrong, have the business,
mhm.
maybe we're now in November for a month, because we could then do the 5 team members that could play around with it, right? Because the free, we can't include our other team members. Is that correct?
No, yeah, no. Yeah, we'll sort it all out after, but I
Yeah,
will
we'll
set
sort
you
it
up.
out afterwards, or maybe we can do.
Everyone will be getting a good chat bot they can use.
Okay,
Good.
perfect. Okay.
All right then.
Okay, Daniel, do you have any questions?
No, I mean, thank you very much, Jason. This was
No
awesome.
worries.
Really,
All
it
right.
was really, and when did you start this company?
Okay, so I basically started it in August of last year. So yeah, not long.
August of last year. So you've
Yeah.
just been of 23. So you've been in
Yep.
business for a little bit over a year?
Yep, with this anyway, of course.
Yeah,
So
with
obviously
this. Yeah.
I've been doing stuff online for 24 years now,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but
yeah,
I'm just saying with this product, okay. And
yeah.
what's been your biggest surprise?
Um, hmm. What's been my biggest surprise with it, really?
Yeah, because it's here. So who does your development? So you're not a
Yeah, we've got a
programmer,
great
right?
development team. We've got a great development team in India that I work with. They are awesome. They work really hard. They're obviously ahead of us on the time zone, which is great because they're already up and working by the time I get up. And yeah, I'm back and forward with them all the time over Slack. And we'll also do Google Meets all the time and be refining. I mean, the amount of stuff they've done in that time over the year is just insane.
And
I
how many
kept them
people
very
that are
busy.
working on this?
We have got at the moment we've got 4 people working on it.
4 people, okay.
Yeah.
And you have like a team, you have somebody that's in charge, and he gets his other
Yeah.
3 people. Is that how he finds the other 3 people? Is that it? You found one guy, and then he found
Yeah, they're a proper company, yeah, with the full
Okay.
team, project managers, quality assessment people, yeah, the whole lot.
Okay, great.
And yeah, we're in communication daily,
Okay.
most of the day, every day, really.
And where do you plan to go? What's your next, I guess, vision
Voice
for
is
the product?
next, I think. Yeah, so
I
you'll
think
be able
so
to,
too.
yeah, you'll have it this down here, but then you'll also be able to just speak, and
Yeah,
then it
it's
will
like
speak
in
back to you.
the other chatbots that you can do. You can
Yep,
put on the
like with
microphone.
ChatGPT.
Right.
Yep,
Like
that's
a
it.
microphone where you just put on the microphone. I think that'd be great. And then
Yeah.
you could start with English, I guess, or I guess
It'd be multilingual straight away.
straight away, so you don't even have to
Yeah.
worry about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
looking forward to doing that, and we've got a few other
And when
things.
do you plan to finish, more or less?
What the
No,
voice?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know that, our job list just keeps getting longer and longer. It's very difficult you've got to kind of prioritize when
yeah.
you do
What is
things.
your next? So it's not on the top of your list, or it
It
is?
it is high up the list. We have our roadmap, which everybody can see if they wanted to at roadmap .fastbots.ai, so we can see like everything we've been up to here, what's
Oh, well, right.
planned, what's
Okay.
in progress. This is done now actually, so we need to obviously change
Okay.
that. These are all the things we've completed.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, voice is there. You can see it, voice input
Yeah,
and output.
okay, booking, right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
booking,
booking with
calendar,
Vendor. Yeah, that'll be good.
integrations.
Yeah.
And the other one that everybody wants is live chat.
Yes,
So it's, I don't know. I do think the need for live chat is going to diminish
yeah,
big time. I think it's just going to go down and down
right,
because
because
AI will be doing
and
it.
live chat, you mean with a human?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's gonna be going down. Have you
It's
seen
going to be
Lucy?
going down.
Have you seen Lucy answering
Uh,
machine? It's
no, I
called
don't
Lucy,
think so.
Lucy. Well, we can talk about it. I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow, and they have
Okay.
like an AI smart answering machine,
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
kind of like in the same thing. So basically, you can call, and it's like a chat GPT, and it will
Gotcha.
and then it will answer your questions, for your company. It will be
Cool.
your voice assistant. Plus, it will send them also by their phone number. We'll get in touch. Jason will get back to you,
Yes.
whatever you want. You can set those up, and they're using like the chat GPT as well.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
sure
find
at some
out
point we'll
about
do
them.
that.
So it may be interesting for you to do integration. Another thing that I'm thinking about is that you should look at Wix to be on their marketplace, because we were looking for something like this and they were saying, well, we can't find one. So it's sometimes all
Oh,
those
really?
end users, we were looking for conversational. So once you
Gotcha.
get the conversational one, they didn't find any. You may want to reach out to them and be on their marketplace or the other marketplaces as
Sounds
well.
like a plan.
Sounds a plan. Okay, so we'll get off. Any other questions? So you can stop sharing.
Cool. Once I figure out how to do that, give me a
Yeah.
minute. I never use Zoom.
Yeah,
I'm a
right.
Google
In
Meet
the
kind of
share.
guy. There we
Yeah,
go.
I
okay,
did it.
right. We got it. So
All right.
one is Jason, really our warm regards, really, and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, really. I want to give
Yeah.
you, in a way,
No
it was
worries.
excellent that you were able to show it to us. We'll try it out. We'll talk again on how we want to set this up for our students and how we
Okay.
can do an academic partnership. And then later on, maybe we can give you, almost be like your focus group and give you feedback.
Yep.
Maybe some of our students that are entrepreneurial, they can see it. But what I think is you're an inspiration here, that you say, hey, just last in August, you had this idea. Let me reach out to the world. That's where we're a global world here. And you got a product already on it.
Yep. And here it is. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I love it.
And you're excited about it. That's the great thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So Jason, we need to go now, but I'll
Yep.
see you at 5:30.
5:30. Yep.
Well,
Fine.
I'm right now 4:45, so in another 45 minutes.
All right, no
Let you
worries. I'll
get
see you in a
a
bit.
break, and then it's another URL. It's another Zoom link.
Yep. Got it
Yeah,
here.
perfect. And then I'll just finish up with my class.
Yep. All right,
Okay.
brilliant.
All right.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you
everybody.
again, Jason. And then
Thank
we'll
you,
set up a
Jason.
time.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
All right, see you later.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
What a great product.
It's really amazing. What I was amazed how quickly it crawls through an entire website.
Yeah.
Did you see?
And the new UI
Real
came out and
baby.
everything.
What?
The new UI came out. It's very nice.
Very nice. It's nicer. It's cleaner. You can go through it. What I'm really looking forward to is to start getting also the voice incorporated, where you can
Yeah.
speak with it as well. But it's just a matter of him doing the resources, because those basically are done in ChatGPT and others. It's already, that API is available. He just has to put in that conversational. parts.
Yeah, just integration.
Integration. Just has to have the time for it. Okay. So we'll talk to Jason and figure out how we can do it. And then we'll talk about the ideas of you actually trying it out for your groups. So what do you think, Elena?
Really interesting. It's a good idea.
Why do you think it's a good idea?
It's a great way to like get a quick overview of a website without having to do too much work yourself.
Even just think about like the university. Oh, how do I get to how I have parking, or how do I find this policy, right? Start
Yeah.
running around. You basically can ask that. So especially for the small websites, it's probably not as efficient. But what you can do is that could also be, you understand, Elena? That could also be a service that you provide someone else. Do you want a chat bot on your website? We create it for you. So one is that you could create them to you, or you could teach them how to do it. But in that case, you could actually do one or show them. And since the first one is free, you can say, here's a sample. If you want it more sophisticated, we can do more sophistication on it. Okay. So Daniel, you want to see on terms of, well, let me just do it. I'll do, let me share here. What do we have here?
Oh, attendance.
Yeah, I'll just do it. So I'll do attendance. Go into check-in here. Start check-in. 3266. So if you want to see me after 6:15, you're welcome to do that. You're in the chat. You have that link there. Otherwise, I'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'll do especially a review for the exam. Make sure that everyone understands it. I'll go through. If you have any questions, please bring your questions. And then we'll have the exam. And from that time over, we'll concentrate on the group projects. Okay, so 3266. Put that in. Otherwise, I'll see you on Wednesday.
You guys have questions?
Yeah, I have a question actually. So I was,
Hold on. Let me just make sure everything